Hello YouTube, this is Sonic2KK here, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. Yes, it has been a while since the last Python tutorial, and I actually intended to record a Pygame tutorial, but I installed Python 2.7.5, and the Pygame didn't work, so then I tried to go back to 2.7.2, and it still says it can't work. It says something about an architecture not working, and it's really bugging me. I haven't figured out how to fix it. If you know how to fix it, let me know, and Python tutorials will come again if I can't fix it in the meantime. But anyway, on with the Python tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the else clause in the for loop. Yes, there is an else clause in the for loop, and we're going to talk about range and Xrange and the benefits, whatever. So first of all, let's talk about the else clause in the for loop. So let's say we had a list here saying a equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For I in a, print a I. That should AI instead of ignore that. 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually don't need to do that. We'll just print I, and it'll print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is everything in the list. It'll print the element, right? So this basically loops through a list, right? This is nothing new. You should already know this. This is pretty standard Python. So let's say after this loop was executed, we wanted to do something. Say we wanted to do let's say else print finished looping exclamation point. So that's basically what the else clause does. It basically, if you can't work it out, it basically does the for loop, then afterwards, it does this. Actually, if I can find it, I will link to it. There was a talk at PyCon 2013, I think it was, and it was a guy that actually works for Python, and he was talking about loops, how to make your code more Pythonic. If I can find it, like I said, I will put a link in the description. If it's not there, remind me, and I will say if I can find it or not. If I haven't posted an update saying if I can find it or not. And I'll still continue to look anyway. So basically it says, after all this is done, do whatever is in the else block. Yeah. So now let's talk about the range and Xrange. So for I in range, 10, we can actually remove this. It'll print, it should print 0 through 9 because it starts at 0. And let's do Xrange. Does the exact same thing, except one's brighter than the other. In my theme, the theme's Darkula, by the way, and the font is Menlo 18. Actually, is it? Yeah, it's 18. Menlo, and the font size is 18. The theme is Darkula for Sublime Text from PyCharm Community Edition by JetBrains. So what's the difference? They do the exact same thing, but what's the difference? One has one extra character. Well, Xrange is faster. Range was slower, I think, because of the algorithm it used, but Xrange was a lot faster. Well, not a lot faster, but it is faster. In Python 3, they removed Xrange and just included it in range. And basically, the only reason you want to use Xrange is because it's faster. That's the only reason you want to use it. It does the exact same thing. I think they called it Xrange because they couldn't think of anything else to call it, so they just put an X there. At least as far as I know, that's why they called it that. I'm serious. That's why they called it Xrange. There was no scientific reason why it was called that. Just one's faster. So if you haven't worked it out as well, if you want it to print 1 through 10, then just do +1 or +2. You should print out like from 2 to 11. Anyway, yeah. So one thing, yeah, I'll cover about Python 2 and Python 3. So Python 2, right? Python 2 is very good. It's older, but it has more support. There's more programs such as Paglet and KV or Kiwi, however you want to pronounce it, which I plan to do a tutorial on. Cocos 2D, Mechanize, countless other libraries all rely on Python 2.7 or below or above or whatever. It relies on it. It doesn't work with Python 3 for the most part. But Python 2, in my experience, is slower, and Python 3 is faster. I prefer Python 3, and if I can use it, I would use it. I think I said these. Right. If I could use it, I would use it. It is a fantastic revamp of the Python language. The reason they made Python, well, other than for the third version of Python, they did a lot of things, like the Python crew were, they were looking back at Python, they were like, you know what? I'm actually not happy with how Python is. I'm going to fix it. And I don't know if it was Guido that said that, or if it was just the Python crew or whatever. Basically, somebody at Python had said, I want to change this. Python 3 was born. And there's a lot of changes. It's my experience faster, and I think a lot of people will say it's faster. And then if you use PyPy, which is a version of Python, just-in-time compiler, written entirely in Python. Look more into that. Uses Python. It's 4 times faster than Python. I'm growing. When they first made it, it was like 8 times slower than Python, but now it's 4 times faster, and it works with Python 3, and that just gives you an incredible performance boost. And then I saw a few videos saying that you can speed up your Python program algorithms by about 1,044 or 144,000 times. That's a lot. So yeah, definitely look into that. Look into PyPy, and look into Python 3. I will do a tutorial on Python 3 whenever I feel happy with what I've covered in Python 2.7. Oh, and I will point out that this tutorial was made with Python 2.7.5. That's what this uses, the random text, because I messed it up. It uses 2.7.5 now instead of 2.7.2. So technically it's not 2.7.2, but really the only difference is bug fixes. As far as I know, there's no difference. Yeah. And another thing I think you should check out is PEP. I think that's how you pronounce it, PEP. And it's basically like a Python style guide. It's how you should lay out your Python code. Like this. Like camel case versus underscore. Camel case versus underscore. And the Python way is to do underscores. And I've actually started using underscores instead of camel case. And there's no saying that you should. Nobody's gonna think, oh, I'm not gonna use your code because you're using camel case over underscore or vice versa. It's just your opinion, but it's the Python style guide. It's how you should lay it out. It's like Pythonic code. I've said Pythonic a few times. If you don't know what Pythonic means, it's basically making your code Python-esque, like saying for I in range 10 print I. Or saying x equals true. I don't know what that is. Let's just say true. If x is true, print x is true. X is true. That's the Python way of doing things. And that makes your code Pythonic. And you should always have another, like if you have one line code, always have another line. Like if you type all your code, right, you should always have at least one line under here. That is a Pythonic thing, I believe. Yes, Python was so awesome they invented its own word. So that's Pythonic code. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this tutorial. Remember, for and then x in x range 10 print x else print hello world. That basically prints hello world after that. Add 1 and it'll count from it'll count from 1 to 10 and then print hello world, of course. Yeah. And then there was just the benefits of range, x range. PEP, Python 3, benefits of Python 2, it's basically faster. PyPy makes Python 4 times faster using JIT just in time, which compiles everything just in time into the Python bytecode, which makes it faster. Because people say Python's slow, and Python isn't slow. Python isn't slow. Don't think Python's slow. Python is fantastic. Python's my new favorite programming language. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.